With Halloween Kills looming around the corner, many fans of the Halloween franchise are begging the question following the events of Halloween 2018 and having more questions arise than the answers provided in the previous Halloween movie. With Halloween Kills set for a release date of October of 2020, this is without a doubt going to signify the return of Michael Myers once again, only this time a tad bit different than how we've seen be portrayed in the previous installment following the original. But the question is, what about the characters seen in the previous movie in correlation to what's going to happen by the end of Halloween Kills, which is inevitably going to lead into Halloween Ends in 2021? Which one of the major questions that are being thrown around within the community and the Halloween fandom is, are we going to see the inevitable death of Laurie Strode in Halloween Kills, which is going to transcend itself into Halloween Ends, signifying the end of possibly Michael Myers and the entire story involving Michael Myers and Laurie Strode following the events of the original back in 1978. Now, there are so many fans within the Halloween fandom that either A, prefer Laurie Strode dying by the end of Halloween Kills leading into Halloween Ends, on top of all of the fans that in fact want to see Laurie Strode survive by the end of Halloween Kills going into Halloween Ends, which is possibly going to signify the final battle involving Michael and Laurie if they decide to keep Laurie Strode by the end of Halloween Ends, which at this current point in time is debatable in the fact that either A, we might actually witness the death of Laurie Strode in this movie, or possibly even somebody else, perhaps maybe Allison, which I really do doubt, or perhaps even Karen, which in fact is Laurie Strode's daughter, which to me I do believe would make the most sense in having Michael kill off Karen, in the fact that Allison and Laurie seem to have a better relationship, a better established relationship than we've seen Allison have with her own mother, so I think that that relationship in and of itself should be established. But Halloween Kills needs to be a movie to where Michael has the upper hand on essentially everybody in the film, which includes Laurie, Allison, Karen, Tommy, everybody, because based on what we know from Halloween Ends, and that's only the title alone, we can only assume that this is going to be the end of the Halloween franchise, at least for the main continuity following the events of the original 1978 movie, carrying through with Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and then finally Halloween Ends. We could perhaps maybe even see the death of Michael Myers, or maybe a massive twist occur to where Michael kills off everybody and ventures out into the darkness by himself, never to be seen again. Can you imagine if Michael Myers actually, by the end of Halloween Ends, kills Laurie Strode, kills Allison, kills Karen, kills anybody in his way, puts the knife down, and walks into the darkness of the night, never to be seen again? Or we can have a situation arise to where either Allison or Laurie, if she's still alive, or Karen or somebody actually take it upon themselves to not only kill Michael Myers, but actually for the first time since the original movie, and that's fully remove Michael Myers' mask and having to reveal his face to the audience, in not having him speak necessarily, but having to finally see who, or more or less what the boogeyman represents before having to be killed off. But then again, that's only if they're going into the direction of having to humanize Michael Myers rather than making him immortal or making him this unstoppable force of nature that simply cannot be killed. That overall varies on the overall direction of what happens in Halloween Kills, but Halloween Kills needs to introduce this concept to where every single one of these questions established in Halloween 2018 are fully answered rather than having to be left open for fan interpretation, because fans perceive things differently, and I feel that so many fans want to know what drives Michael Myers, and they don't necessarily have to answer that. They don't have to show us Michael Myers talking, they don't have to show us what Michael looks like. I would prefer for them to actually keep that away and not revealing any of that, but the only thing that seems to linger within the Halloween community is, why is Michael solely after Laurie, right? A lot of people want to know, because in Halloween 2018, it was then established that neither Michael or Laurie are actually siblings, so being that they're no longer brother and sister as we've seen in Halloween 2, Halloween 4, Halloween 5, and etc., now we have a different motive, we have a different reason as to why, and out of all people, we need to know as to what drives Michael solely towards Laurie in this connection that they have for Michael to want to kill her, right? So they could go in this direction in revealing his motives, which I think would be a little bit convoluted in the fact that not even Dr. Loomis was able to figure out exactly what drives Michael, in the fact that Dr. Loomis even confirmed when he had Michael as a patient that there was nothing there. It was a blank, empty void, and even Dr. Loomis confirmed that in order for all of this to be resolved, Michael needs to die. And I think that we are going to see possibly, maybe, the inevitable death of Michael Myers in Halloween Ends if they don't plan on giving Michael a different direction or motive in Halloween Kills. But Halloween Kills also needs to establish the narrative that there are going to be too many characters, and the question is, are we going to have a problem with there having to be enough screen time in showcasing each individual character and having to play catch up and reintroducing these characters within these similar elements, with Michael Myers having to roam around, in the fact that the question is, will this take away from the film? Being that there are going to be a lot of characters in this movie, is that going to possibly take away from Halloween Kills, given the status that Michael assumingly is going to be a lot more violent in this movie in comparison to Halloween 2018. But at the same time, let's say as a hypothetical, if Laurie Strode ends up dying in the first act of the movie by the hands of Michael Myers in some way, shape, or form, then can Allison and Karen solely carry this movie by themselves? Now, of course, we understand that Michael is the shape, Michael is the boogeyman, so the problem here is the fact that are Karen and Allison fully aware of what they need to do to put the boogeyman down, or is this movie going to be solely reliant on Laurie Strode's character to carry the film into Halloween Ends? Because there are going to be so many characters in this movie, as an example, Laurie, Karen, Allison, Tommy, Lindsay, Lonnie, so many older characters returning, in the fact that I believe to carry this movie through, Michael Myers is going to have to eliminate at least 85% of these characters. By the end, I do believe that there should be a level of desperation, a level of tension to the fact that finally, Michael has the upper hand. Rather than seeing him get shot, rather than something happening to Michael, this time our heroes are on the run, given the fact that they've lost too much in this movie, and now they're going to be forced to fight back in Halloween Ends, which inevitably, assumingly at this point, is going to be the final movie for the Michael Myers character if they decide to humanize him going forward, or if they're going to swerve us all and allow Michael to possibly be this immortal, unstoppable killing machine that we all have remembered him to be, in keeping that narrative the same and having the boogeyman actually win the fight by the end of Halloween Ends. Now, there are rumors floating around that we perhaps are going to have somewhat of a flashback scene with Dr. Loomis and Michael, and I do think that that in and of itself needs to be kept away from the film, because I don't think that there could be anybody that could replicate the actual acting skills and the overall atmosphere we had with Donald Pleasence as Dr. Loomis in the original movie. So if we are going to see somewhat of a flashback scene, it's more than likely going to involve Dr. Loomis and Michael. But with that being said, there are too many characters going to be introduced in this movie, and I'm only guessing here that one of the reasons for that is for Michael to solely have a reason to go around Haddonfield and kill multiple individuals, to which I do think, and I do stand by the idea, that this is supposed to be, and this should be, Michael Myers' movie, and the fact that Michael has the upper hand on essentially everybody, including Laurie Strode. But is it pragmatic to have Laurie Strode be killed off by the hands of Michael in this movie, or should they wait until Halloween Ends for there to be somewhat of a final battle between the two and having them both go back and forth to where somebody dies, or even by the end, both of them die? Perhaps maybe in this movie, we are going to see the death of Laurie and the death of Michael in Halloween Ends, or probably vice versa, in the fact that Michael could end up killing all of Laurie's family members, which happen to include Allison and Karen, and then by the end of Halloween Ends, we finally have the death of not only Michael, but also Laurie. Everybody's killed off, which I don't think would be the case, considering the fact that they could end up carrying the franchise with Allison's character, but that's neither here or there. But in the end, I would like to get your thoughts in the comment section below about all of these lingering questions on too many characters being introduced and the problem by having someone be killed off in this movie. If you guys had a vote yourselves on who you guys personally feel should die in this movie. Who should that be? Should it be Allison? Should it be Laurie? Should it be Tommy? Should it be Karen? Should it be Lonnie? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as well as your thoughts on this actually being Michael Myers' movie and the fact that Michael should have the upper hand on everybody rather than having to be outsmarted and outmuscled and outgunned and everything that we've seen go down in Halloween 2018. Should this be Michael's moment in the fact that it's Michael's turn now to rise up and go against the grain in having the upper hand by slaughtering everybody, or should they still somehow manage to outsmart Michael and get the better of him? I want to get your thoughts in the comment section below. Again, we are going to have more discussions on Halloween Kills on the channel, so if of course you guys are new, then consider smashing that subscribe button, slap a big fat like down below if you guys are stoked, ready, and excited for Halloween Kills later on next year. Thank you all so much for your time. Thank you all so much for watching. Tune back in for the next video, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.